You're listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to ThunderZone Pizza and TapHouse. Maybe if you turn the power on. There you go. Okay.
We got power issues already.
Oh, my goodness. It's you take a week off and things just go to hell, Joe. That's the way it goes. Jim Brooks along with Joe Cervi, the head coach Phil Vigil. And we got a couple of guests here tonight. We got Curtis Luckadoo and Thomas Webb. Are you a junior?
Yes, sir.
Junior.
Yeah, see, we got a lot of that this year. A lot of Roman numerals this year with
We
all
are.
of our ball club. We just want to make sure we don't screw up like Howard Russell the fifth. We want to make you just the second. But those are our two guests tonight as we look forward to this week's matchup against Western Colorado, the 8th and 10th ranked teams in the country. First time in a long time we've had a really, really big game here for CSU Pueblo during the regular season. And Phil, got to be excited looking forward to this game this weekend. This is what you play for.
Oh, that's why you come to CSU Pueblo playing games like this. You know, it's what you work hard for all year long, is to be in an opportunity where, you know, you have really a great opportunity against a great opponent in a hostile environment to control your own destiny. You know, and guys have been working hard, and I'm excited to see them play on Saturday.
I'm sure you watched the ball game on Saturday. A little scout watching them. I watched the whole ball game. It was kind of a slugfest for a while. Then Western kind of took control of the ball game.
Yeah, that third quarter I think was huge for Western. You know, they go up, they answer with a field goal. I think it was a field goal right before half.
That was huge.
And then they get the ball to start the third quarter, and they go on a 7-minute drive and just so efficient on offense. Finish with a touchdown. And I think at that point they're up 31-7, you know. And, you know, credit to Mines. Mines a good football team. They played in some big games. They know how to win football games. And they crawled back. But Western just, you know, I think Mines had one possession in the third quarter. Western just was so efficient, held on to the football, kept Mines' offense off the field, and did enough to win that football game.
And even when Mines got excited there, Western put together that drive that kind of clinched the ball game.
They just answered.
Enough about those guys. That's your self-scout. Let's talk about your ball game. A couple weeks ago now against Black Hill State. I mean, talk about putting a little scare in everybody, but
you were scared?
You find a way to win, don't you?
Good teams find a way. And, you know, offensively we're not doing enough on Saturday. Couldn't get into a rhythm. As good as those two blocked field goals for touchdowns were, they were almost a detriment on the offensive side.
Exactly.
Because they took two possessions away early in that football game, and offensively just could not get into a rhythm. And but again, credit to our team. Good teams find a way to win. And defense found a way to get a stop when we needed to get a stop. Offense, when they needed to score, found a way to get down and score and put ourselves in a position to win that football game. And proud of our group. Really proud of our group.
You know, Jacob makes the field goal, celebrate. It's a great way to go into a bye week. That's I was telling you off air. That's the first time in my coverage of CSU Pueblo football there's ever been a bye week in the middle of the season. And I was didn't know really what to do last night. I was telling these guys I watched a lot of football Saturday. It was kind of nice in that regard. But that winning that game made the next week and a half much more productive, no?
Made it much more enjoyable,
okay,
for sure. You know, I mean, whether we win or lose, we're going to stick to what we do. You know what I mean? We're going to stick to our process. But again, you know, coming off a win, it's always easier to learn and grow from a win than from a loss, you know. And so we've had a good 2 weeks. We've had productive weeks. We were able to get some guys that were injured back, which is huge for us. And, you know, I had Kurt in my office earlier this week, and he's like, "How's your body?" I was like, "Coach, this is the best I felt ever going into week 9, you know." And so
you've had a lot of week 9s.
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Tight end Curtis Luckadoo here with us tonight. Why don't you tell us a little bit how you got here to CSU Pueblo and your story to get here?
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I was late on recruiting. In high school, I always thought I was going to play basketball, so that was kind of my focus. And
Are you the biggest guy on the CSU Pueblo team?
No.
Are you the tallest?
No. Cody.
Cody,
Ramey.
you guys are both, what, 6'7"?
He's 6'7". I'm more like 6'5".
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought I was gonna play basketball, so that was kind of my focus. And then shifted in junior year. I started enjoying football a lot more, and then going into the summer of my senior year in high school, was getting out to some more camps and stuff like that. And I ended up not making as many camps as I could have because I ended up getting hurt that summer. And going my senior year of football was the only film I ever had. So I was just late on the recruiting trip, and I didn't even know about this place. Never heard of it, but Coach Herm, actually, he's still with us, and he DM'd me on Twitter, and he was saying, like, this was 2 weeks before signing day.
Yeah.
And he said, like, hey, like, come out on a trip. Like,
Tomorrow.
it was in, like, 5 days.
Yeah.
It's like 5 days. Like, we'll fly you out and stuff. I was like, oh, okay. And
He saw the frame, didn't he?
Yeah.
He saw the frame on tape. Herm was like, I can work with that.
Yeah.
Too bad he doesn't work with you.
Yeah. That's probably his
Did he
plan.
recruit you as a defensive end?
No, I was always tight end. He was
Okay.
just, I think, because he recruited out in Nevada, so I think
Okay.
that was just his area. But he got me out here on a trip, and I fell in love with the place, the culture of winning, and all that stuff. So the rest became history.
Perfect.
Thomas, tell about yourself. You're out of Tucson. You're a defensive back, part of a great room. The defensive back room at CSU Pueblo has always had a great tradition.
Yeah.
Tell us how you landed here.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Tucson, Arizona. Went to Cienega High School. Back then, we were pretty good high school. Lost 5 games in high school. Went to state semifinals twice, quarterfinals once. Ended up going to Western New Mexico out of high school.
Did you play for this guy or what?
Yes, sir. Played for Coach Vigil for 2.5 years. Then I entered the transfer portal, made a quick stop at UCO, sadly, but found my way back home, here with Coach Vigil at CSU Pueblo. But like you said, just blessed to be here, blessed to be a part of such a amazing group of guys. And just like you said, the tradition of just, being a CSU PDB and, just trying to carry on, the legacy of and pride that, the DBs have here.
So, are you a grad student?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So I'll be completing my master's. I'll be done in the spring. I got 2 more classes after my research classes this semester. So
What's your degree?
Educational leadership, master's in educational leadership.
So good in football and smart.
There you go. That's good.
I just work hard.
Well, here's my thing. Here's my thing though. You get in the portal, and you come hook up with your former coach.
Well,
So
there was a year there where he didn't hook up with his former coach.
Yes, sir.
now,
Yeah,
did he? Okay, explain that. What's
Go
that
ahead.
dynamic?
You want to explain that?
Explain that dynamic.
Yeah.
There must be a story here.
Yeah, well, I don't want to go with him anymore.
Yeah, no. it wasn't
Jilted
like
lover?
that.
What is the deal here?
No. I entered the portal, ended up, just choosing UCO with Coach Doral, who Coach Vigil is pretty familiar with at Northwest. And just hearing the great things he used to talk about with Coach Doral, I was like, might as well go try it. But just wasn't a good situation.
What town is that in?
It's in Edmond, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in the
Home of Garth Brooks.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so was there for a little bit. Was actually, if I'm gonna be honest, thinking about stop playing football, and then entered the portal
Because of the experience, or just because you just
You
lost
know,
that taste?
I think it was just the emotional toll I kind of had at Western. Playing for so long, working towards something and not seeing the results that you want per se, and then just going to UCO just really didn't feel like I fit there, personally, and just didn't feel welcome, didn't feel like that family atmosphere that I feel here at CSU Pueblo.
Well, Silver City, that's the closest D2 school to Tucson?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Got to be, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no D2s in Arizona, and
It's all JUCO. Good JUCO.
Well,
JUCO's gone.
the
that's
JUCOs
right. They
are
got rid
done.
of it.
Yeah, they're done too.
But what did you see in him?
I just, the biggest thing about Thomas is, he's just infectious. He brings joy everywhere he goes, and he's a hard worker, extremely hard worker, and leader. And, I knew no matter what his production was like on the field, he was going to make us better just by who he is.
In the room. And,
Yeah, no doubt. And, because even with Western, he's talked on about a little bit. He was that same guy for us at Western, but unfortunately got hurt both years, and so he had very limited film there. But he elevates the room, and I knew that's what he was going to do here. And not only has he done that, but he's also played extremely well for us and had a lot of production on the football field. And so,
and that has increased with each game, don't you think? And is it a comfort level with you, or is it just the quality of play?
I think for me, it's just just getting more comfortable with the defense, and then also too just playing fast. I think as the game goes on, years go the year goes on, you kind of gain more confidence of yourself as a player. And I feel like I'm playing, the most confident I've ever been in my career. And I think that's just because, Coach Vigil and our defense, we just play fearless, and I think, I'm just playing in freedom. There's a lot of things that you're able to do, and just understanding too. I feel like I take pride in, knowing the playbook, and Coach Foskey and Coach Mack and our whole defensive staff does a great job at putting us in positions to succeed. So I think also too, just knowing, where I lack athletically and gaining that advantage, on the field in terms of being in the right place at the right time.
And Kurt, you probably liked a little bit the offense this year, a little more 12 personnel, a little more 13 personnel.
Oh, yeah.
You like that a little bit more?
Oh,
Getting, back when
Kind of reminds us of the old days.
Yeah, this was tight end you for a while. It really was.
Yeah.
These big guys go out there and just you look at all these offensive linemen and you think they were good, and then you look up and the tight ends were bigger. It's like, they'd make a heck of a guard, man. They'd make a heck of a tackle, but they could catch. So this a great season, great offense for you this year.
Oh yeah. Like I said, when I first got here, actually, the year after my freshman year, it was almost like they're kind of trying to like mold out tight ends, like they didn't know like where we were gonna fit, and I just think our room we've been elevating, like we've continued to got better, like all our tight ends, like we every week, even this season, every week, we continue to get better. We take pride in doing our job and, giving relentless effort. And, it's just until we hear the second whistle, you know what I'm saying? So I just think our mindset and of how hard we got to play and how we have to earn it each and every day, it's not going to be handed to us. Tight end is not that glorious of a position. We got to get down and get dirty.
You better block.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, this week, they're going to have your attention because watching that ball game Saturday, Phil, 97 for Western Colorado. All those guys that wear 9s in the start of their number, that defensive front, I see you getting a lot of chip action, chipping number 97 and letting him know you're there a few times in the game. That might be a way to slow him down, isn't it, Phil?
Well, I mean, they're so good on the defensive front. Coach Auer, their defensive coordinator, does such a great job with those guys. Their box is extremely chaotic. They play extremely hard. They're going to twist. They're going to stunt. They're going to move before the snap. They're a handful on the defensive side, and number 97 is the bell
Ricky
cow.
Freeman's his name. Yeah,
he is.
Or Fryman. We'll have to find out.
He's the bell cow of their defense. He got some key pressures last week against Colorado School of Mines. They had a double move. They ran a double move and had a guy open down the field, and 97 comes in and sacks the quarterback and kills the play.
Well, he's what I like to call it. He's a game wrecker.
Yes,
he can direct any kind of game plan, and he does it in a variety of ways. He can bull rush. He can speed rush around the edge. Like you said, they do the stunning. A big challenge for your offensive front this week.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. We're going to have our hands full at the tackle position. Both defensive ends are good football players.
Do they move them around? Do they swap?
Oh, yeah.
Do they?
Well, 97 is going to most likely play on our left side.
Okay.
That's what he's done for most of the year.
Defensive right, I guess I should say.
Yeah. And so we're expecting him on our left tackle. But again, like we're going to have our hands full up front. We're going to have to handle those two guys with our two tackles, and we got to be able to hold up. They've got, not only can they go speed to power and run through you, but they've got a plethora of pass rush moves that they can use as well. And so we got to be ready for all of it.
All right. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Black Hills game in our next segment. We got a bunch of highlights lined up, including all the key plays of the game, including the block kicks and then the that final offensive series. Well, actually, the defensive stand, which got you the ball back, which enabled the offense to go down the field. But we got that all coming your way. We'll do that in the next segment. Rustler Implement, they're your local premier Kubota Case International Harvester and New Holland dealer. Please like their Facebook business page for a chance to win one of two $100 gift cards and receive all the updates and promotions they are offering. Same name, same family since 1960. We are at ThunderZone Pizza and TapHouse. The food has arrived. We've got our wings. We've got our pizza. Looks like victory.
The hot honey.
Hot honey. Got a
hot honey is in the house.
Nice. All right. So come on down here to ThunderZone. You can still join us for the rest of the show. Listen to the show right here in the building. Come back after this timeout. We'll review the highlights from Saturday's game. A week ago Saturday against Black Hills State comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back, ThunderZone Pizza and TapHouse. Yeah, it's Western Colorado week. Mountaineers have the Thunderwolves number the past, 3 in a row?
At least you call them I call them Western State, and I got corrected. And I'm like, you know what? It's still Western State. It's still Mesa State.
Yeah. But,
I can't change.
We'll be talking about that game as we go along the rest of the night. But first, we want to look back at the ball game a couple Saturdays ago against Black Hills State. And Thunderwolves struggling a bit offensively, but special teams come up with the first big play of the game.
Kind of wide, and it's blocked by the Thunderwolves, and they have a chance to return it. Up the sideline go is Wilson. He's on his way. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. Joe, the snap was just a little bit wide. It was a great grab by the holder, but he got it down. But the Thunderwolves, somebody in the middle there got a big paw up on it. It might have been James Turrentine.
Big paw knocks it and bats it in the air. Wilson catches it in stride, and no one's going to catch it.
As it turns out, it was Cody Ramming that got his big hand. I saw a still shot of that. He was way up there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
His hip was at the top of those guys' helmets.
Yeah.
I mean, he's, 6'7". He got up. It was awesome.
So it looks like they're going to go ahead 3-0. A nice, efficient drive down the field. You get the score. But like you said, Phil, it was almost, is it too easy when you get a score like that sometimes mentally?
I don't think it was easy, but it was different. Like I've never been a part of a game where you score 2 touchdowns off blocked field goals. That's just
never seen one.
Never happened.
Never seen one.
So I mean, you're happy, you're excited. Defense is like, oh shoot, okay, I guess we're going back out there again, and offense is trying to stay warm on the sideline.
Yeah, there was a great picture. I don't know who took it from. I think it's from your athletic department of Cody.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, he was 3 feet above everybody else's helmet.
Yep.
It was an incredible block. So that's the first one. They come back down. They a nice, efficient drive. I mean, their offense. We'll talk a little bit about that after we get through the highlights, Phil. But they come right back down the field. They get a touchdown to tie the game at 7 apiece, and then they get the ball back. Looks like they're going to get some more points. But again, another big play on special teams. And at this time, it's not Ben Wilson. It's the other guy with a 0 on his back that we didn't identify correctly.
Ball's down. Kick is up. Blocked. And again, it's picked up by the Thunderwolves. And again, they're going to score a touchdown.
And again, it's Ben Wilson.
He's making a living off blocked field goals. And the Thunderwolves take the lead.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not Ben Wilson.
That's Eli Pittman this time.
I saw the 0, not the 1.
Eli Pittman, the senior out of Peoria, Arizona. Right into his arms, takes it on into the end zone. Again, caught it in the air off the block.
It's incredible. I mean, you couldn't tee it up any better.
I know it.
It's World Series time. We'd like to hit the balls off the tee, and you get 2 teed up touchdowns. If the ball bounces around a little bit, who knows what happens there. But when it just falls right in your lap like that, and, of course, it's nice to have 2 speedsters on the edges there.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think first off, it's God's favor.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and then second off, we work field goal block twice a week. And every time we work field goal block, one of our assistant coaches, he rolls the ball to those guys off the side, and we work that every single week. And, it's just it was a great call by Coach Mack, doing that jump. And Cody Ramming got up there, and our guys were opportunistic.
And they come back down. They don't – kind of inexplicable. We don't have a highlight of it. But, Phil, what was your thinking about what they were doing? It was almost like they should have kicked a field goal with 20-some-odd seconds to go. They faced 4th down. But it had to be in their head saying, you know what, if we kick another field goal, they're going to block and go down and score. And I thought it was, at the time, kind of a screwball decision not to take the points and try to go over. And then they just run it around the edge. What are they going to do anyway? They're going to be out of time. But I think that was credit to your special teams getting in their head.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely will play with you. I mean, if you had 2 efficient drives, you move the ball down the field, you set yourself up for a field goal, and you're in field goal range, and then you get both of them blocked. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, we're going for it on 4th, and those guys did a really good job. Their offensive coordinator did a really good job. They were efficient on offense. They stayed on the field. I think that's something that we have to be able to combat our offense is so explosive.
Got to be on the field to use it.
Exactly right. And so teams are they're trying to keep us off the field offensively, and they're holding on to the ball defense or on their offense. And we gotta do a better job on first and second down so that we can be good on third down. We weren't great on third down on defense on Saturday, and that's usually our calling card. As we're one of the top teams in the country on getting off the field on third downs. And they had a really good plan. They executed their plan. They made some really good plays when they needed it. But so did we. When we needed it the most.
Right. So the second half, you get the ball. Figure, well, this is where you might be able to, establish some offense. But I think you went 3 and out, or we had to give it right back to them, and they went again. It's not like they're ripping the yards in chunks. They're converting on third down. I think they had a big 14-23.
Yep.
So they get the tying touchdown. But then your offense, I mean, it's 14-14. That's when I think, I'm sitting up there going, and I even said it on the air, I go, Thunderbolt's got to do something on this drive, because if not, the defense got to go right back out. They're going to be a tired unit, and who knows where this game goes to. But your offense comes out, and you get a very big play right off the bat.
They're going to give it to Russell. Nice cut, gets forward, and stays on his feet. He's into the secondary, across midfield, high-stepping his way inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line.
Welcome to the game, Howard Russell V.
And Howard Russell with a big run there gets you in position. And then it sets up this run for the touchdown. He pays it off.
Give it to Russell. Cuts inside, across the 10, across the 5. Touchdown, Thunderwolves.
Welcome to the game, offense.
Sorry, guys.
So you bounce right back, and I thought that was huge at the time. You answer, and it kind of settles things down a little bit. But then, I'll be darned, they come back down again, and the play they convert on fourth down, Phil, I mean, that was an incredible pass to get the touchdown in the corner to the most unlikely of guys. That was his first touchdown grab of the year, one of the shortest receivers they had.
Oh, and Eli Pittman was all over him.
Yeah,
he was
right, great
there.
coverage, and he just dropped it right in the bucket there to him. So that ties the game up. And then you guys unable to do anything. They get the ball. They're moving. They're in position. You think, man, they're going to score here. But again, they face another fourth down, and they decide, you know what? We could take the field goal here, but you know what? We're going to go for it.
And the Thunderbolts make the stop here. Here's the scrum. Do you run it wide? No, they run it right up the middle, and he is right at the sticks. I don't think he got there.
He's short.
He did not get there.
He is short.
They put the ball down short of the first down. They've already signaled to move the chains forward. There's no way they can move them forward. He didn't get there.
Yeah, that's when you start to panic a little bit, Phil. What I do in the booth, I'm watching the line judge across the way move the chains. I go, no way. They got to get halfway between where it was the 32 and 33 or 32 and 31. I can't remember which it was exactly. But when you see the guy moving the chains, you're going, wait a minute here.
Oh, I was going to challenge it.
Exactly.
If they signaled first down, I would have challenged it at that point, because I thought they were short. They got the call right on the field, so I'm thankful we didn't have to do that. But again, what an unbelievable play when we needed it the most. Before that drive, we get off the field offensively, and defense is going back out on the field. And I walked up to our offense and said, "Hey, we're going to get a stop on defense, and we're going to go down the field. We're going to score, and we're going to win this football game." And sure enough, defense comes up with a huge stop. Offense gets back on the field. We move down the field in a 2-minute situation, and Jacob Bullock knocks in the game winner with 7 seconds left. It was awesome.
Well, let's talk about the stand, though. You had it at 4th and 6.
Yep.
And then jump offside. I mean, that's like, oh, my God. That's when you start to think the wheels are spinning. Go, man, what are we going to do? We're just keep self-inflicted wounds here. But then the defense comes up with that huge stop.
I almost think it helped us. I mean, honestly, because we go from a 4th and 6 situation
which they could play anything.
They could most likely they're going to throw the football, and the quarterback had been on fire all day long, to a short yardage situation where we've got
beef.
We feel really good about our heavy package defensively.
I think Seidenberger got credit for the stop, but it was a number of guys inside.
No, it was Gary.
He kind of slipped through there.
It was Gary,
and it was the collision of all collisions. So. Then we're going, it's like you won the game. But then I kind of go on the air. I go, you know what? That's the good news. The bad news is we still got to score a touchdown here. In the drive, you face a huge 3rd down and 8 with a most unlikely suspect picking up the first down on the ground.
Fake the run. Now running for it is Larson, rolling to his right. He can take it for the first down and more. Across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. So Devin Larson does something he doesn't do very often. Gets it with his legs. He wanted to hit Retzlaff right on a little turn-in right at the sticks. That wasn't there, and then he had to flush out to the right.
You know, he made his decision quick that time that he was just going to go.
I think that was the key, Phil, as Joe says there. He made the decision, I got to get this.
Yeah, I mean, Devin did a great job on that last drive. You know, he used his legs.
I'll stop you there. Let's talk about the psyche when you decide to make the change there. You're going, you know what? I'm going to roll the dice here and say I'm going to go back to my guy.
Yeah, I think, the thing for me that the reason I chose to go back with Devin is I've seen Devin in those situations before. I saw him do that same thing against Midwestern State in 2022. I saw him do the same thing against West Texas in 2022 where it's the last drive of the game.
So it was an educated hunch.
It was, and I just, I felt like we needed a little bit more from our, ability to scramble with Devin, and he does a good job with his legs when he needs to. He's kind of a sneaky athlete, like you don't think he's super athletic, but I mean the guy can windmill dunk. I mean he is athletic, and he just doesn't run very much, and so. That was why I went with Devin on that last series, and just felt comfortable with him being able to go out and make plays, and he did.
Did you wear 12 and he wears 12? You guys went to Western New Mexico. Did you have to want to fight him for it? And Coach said you both can wear it?
No.
How did that come across?
Yeah, honestly, we both looked at our lockers and we're like, hey, what number did you get? I was like 12. He's like, what number did you get? I was like 12. And then we kind of like just dabbed each other up, gave each other a couple high fives, and just I think it's just funny how everything works out. And
there you go.
Well, you like that first scramble?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do it again, shall we? Here we go.
Tough spot on the field right here.
You can't take a sack.
You don't get any yards here. It'd be a 50-yard field goal. Larson from the gun here on 3rd and 9. Takes the snap. Looks, quarterback draw, right up the middle. Puts his head down. He's got the first down and more. Dives inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line. Quarterback draw by Devin Larson.
And that was just
great call.
Great call, and right up the middle. And it parted for you guys, and you get down there right in position. Now you face a little adversity, Phil. You get that holding call, and then you're like, oh, man, that would mark that. You're right. Perfect spot, probably, 35-yarder. Get the holding call. So now I think we have time. We're going to go ahead. I thought this was one of the key plays of the game right here. Doesn't seem like much, but these extra 7 yards turned out to be huge.
Yep. Thunderwolves just need to run some kind of underneath route here and get some more yardage here.
I think it's a Howard Russell handoff, personally.
Here we go, 3rd down. Pass left side, caught by Retzlaff, puts his head down, gets it down to the 21, goes out of bounds. 4th down, here comes the field goal to win the ball game for the Thunderwolves.
All right, so just basically, what was your thought? Just get some yards, you make it a little close, a little more comfortable.
They were given a single coverage to Reggie, and they were playing an off zone, and I said, hey, I think Reggie's going to break a tackle. I said, let's get the ball to Reggie, let's see what he can do. And that's what we did. Devin threw the ball, and Reggie, he almost broke that tackle, but he got out of bounds. He saved some clock. Got us closer, which is what we needed.
All right. I was telling Joe, I don't think we've ever had a game winner on a field goal in any of our years of doing Thunderwolves football. So why don't we do it? Here is the game-winning kick.
We're used to blowouts.
For the win. Ball's down. Kick is on the way. It is good. And the Thunderwolves have taken the lead with 7 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. 24-21. Jacob Willig. Still perfect.
And it was right down the middle.
Money.
It was just he doesn't have the booming leg that Lyons has. I mean, Lyons has a little different sound when it comes off there, maybe a little bit more distance, but I mean, Jacob's like that guy that just hits it in the fairway every time, isn't he?
Oh, he did a great job. I was so proud of him, and just he's overcome a lot this year, just with his injury earlier in the year, and he's still battling back from that. He's still not 100%. And for him to go out there and make that kick was huge. It was huge for him. It's huge for us, obviously, and proud of him. Really proud of him.
Yeah, there's a lot of ironies working in that game. It was almost, well, are they going to get, after having 2 kicks blocked in return for touchdowns, are they going to eventually have to try a game-winning field goal? It never got to that point because you stop them, and then your kicking game, which has been off at times this year, not with Jacob. He's been money, as you said, but you've missed a few kicks this year, but to get that kick to win the game had to be very satisfying.
Oh, it was huge, and just again, I'm proud of this team, their resiliency, their fight, their answer, they never quit. They always battle. And I think, I told the team this afterwards, but I've only ever been on one other team where there's just this calmness. And it was when I was at Northwest Missouri. We were there in 2011, and they had just gotten done playing for 5 straight national championships at that time. And it didn't matter who we were playing. We could be down, we could be up. It didn't matter. We knew that someone was going to make a play, and we were going to win this football game. And every game that we've been in this year, no matter what the adversity's been, we've always kind of had that sense of that confidence that, hey, we're going to get this done. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know who's going to make the play, who's going to turn the tide, but someone's going to get this thing done, and we're going to win this football game. And beating a team that believes that they can win is a hard thing to do, And these guys believe. And to their credit, someone has stepped up every single game and made a play, and we've gotten it done.
All right, we thank Kajal Lang for bringing us the highlights there. Steel City Solar and Roofing is proud to serve Southern Colorado community as a locally owned company. They uphold the values that matter to you. Proudly partner with San Isabel Electric, provide the best solutions for all your energy needs alongside solar and roofing. They're now your premium Tesla dealer in Pueblo, offering Tesla Powerwalls, batteries, and EV charges. Can't wait to continue serving the community with the best in energy solutions. We also thank Rustler Implement, our other sponsor of the Pack Football Show. We got your questions lined up here. If you still want to get one in, 719-671-7574, 719-671-7574, or you can get on the old X machine and send a message to Joe there, and we'll get your question on the air. We got 3 or 4 of them lined up here for you. We are at ThunderZone Pizza and TapHouse. It is the Pack Football Show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is the Pack Football Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with Thunderwolves head coach, Philip Veal.
And welcome back, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, Pack Football Show. Steel City Solar and Roofing, proud to serve the Southern Colorado community. Locally owned company, they uphold the values that matter to you. Proudly partner with San Isabel Electric, provide the best solutions for all your energy needs alongside solar and roofing. They're now your premium Tesla dealer in Pueblo, offering Tesla Powerwalls, batteries, and EV chargers. Can't wait to continue serving our community with the best in energy solutions. All right, how was the food, guys?
Fantastic.
How about the hot honey? Or is it thumbs up?
Oh, yeah.
Hot honey is unbelievable.
It is.
What else do we have? A little teriyaki?
We got
there?
the teriyaki.
Yeah.
We can't change it up.
No.
7-1. Ranked 10th in the country.
For sure.
You can't change up the meal, can you?
All right, let's get to the questions. Travel itinerary for this weekend. What's the plan?
We are going to be leaving on Friday morning. So
Okay.
we'll leave on Friday morning. We'll get up there around 1 o'clock, do our walkthrough in the Mountaineer Bowl. I want to see that new stadium and check that place out. And then head back to the hotel, do a little Family Friday that evening. Wake up,
Okay.
pregame, rock and roll.
All right, that tells me that Jim needs to be there tomorrow at whatever time to see you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, you're looking at me like,
I know. I was like, why are you talking in third person there?
he is. Jim talks about Jim like Jim.
Jim is
talking
excited.
about
Jim is really excited.
Coach
I bet-
Vigil will be there.
Do you have any,
Yes, there
other
you
than
go.
Herm, have you had any assistant coaches been in the tents on the
Oh my
on the
God!
old press box?
Oh, I think Coach Brown has been.
Has
Yeah, I
Brady
think
been
so.
up
I
there?
think he's been up there.
You
Yeah.
guys, you probably remember the old at Western. They have this old beat up press box they did, and they put the assistant coaches on tents on top of it.
And you had to climb up the ladder inside the booth behind you up through
And-
the cinder block, and it was.
And
a
Gunnison's
nightmare.
cold, boys.
Then we called it the incubator. So we either played there when it was
Incubator.
90 degrees, or
Right.
we played there when it was 0 degrees. It's we've had the
This
best and
weekend,
worst of it. This week's supposed to be
according to the weather reports, I don't want
near
to
perfect.
It will be near perfect no matter what, but it looks about 55 and
That's
a little
awesome.
cloudy. So
That's awesome in
That's
Gunnison.
fall football. That's
Yeah.
football weather.
Yeah.
Is that Tahoe weather?
I was talking to talking to
this
Coach
one.
Baines earlier this week, and I was like, hey, when do you guys practice in the morning or afternoon? He's like, it's way too cold in the morning to practice out here in the morning.
You know, that's what's good about Jazz is we haven't really talked about him too much, but Jazz is a good dude.
Oh, he's great.
You know, it's one of those guys that we've developed a relationship with going all the way back.
Yeah.
And he's just a good dude. Todd's
Salt
a great
of the earth.
defensive he
does a great job.
Our offensive coordinator or offensive line coach is JT Haddon, who played offensive line here.
Joe McClain.
Was
Shadron State
it's kind
legend.
It's kind of
never beat that guy.
No, not many teams did.
He's always been good, man. They have a great staff. Coach Baines does a great job. You know, I've got a lot of respect for what they do, how they do it.
Uncle Charlie checking in. He was AWOL 1 week. He had something going on. I can't remember. It might have been the last show, but he's back, and he just wants a brief game plan of the game this week. We'll talk a little bit more than the next segment, but what is the number one key to beating this club? I kind of have an idea, but let's see what your idea is.
What the number one key is overall?
Score more points. I know, but what do you have to control
I think,
against them?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is, doing what we do. They're going to present challenges. They're going to present issues. They're going to have good plays. They're a good football team. But for us, it's about us executing. It's about us doing our job. It's about us playing to our standard and playing for each other. And, I honestly believe that if we can do that, we can play with anybody in the country, And so for me, it's, you look at some of the big games that we've been in the past. I felt like we pressed early, where we're trying to do more than what we need to do because we feel like we have to be something that we're not to win a football game. And that's where we have to continue to grow and get better. We have a plan. Do the plan. Attack the plan. Execute the plan. If we can execute the plan, we've shown we've been very hard to beat. If we go in there and feel it out and try to do something be something that we're not, we're going to get punched in the face, and it's not going to be good. And so for us, it's about playing with confidence. It's about playing in freedom. It's about understanding what we have to do and executing the plan. And when you play in big games like this, everything is maximized. And so we have to protect the football on offense. We cannot give them any extra possessions. We've got to be great on special teams. Special teams killed us last year against them.
Right.
They did a great job. We go 3 and out first series. They block a punt. Next couple plays, touchdown. Kick off to us. We fumble the kickoff return, field goal, and we're down 10-0 right off the bat. And so we cannot give them extra possessions. I know they're going to hold on to the football offensively. They're going to try to keep our offense off the football field. And so we've got to be efficient with the drives that we have on offense. We know that we're facing a really good offense and a really good defense and a really good unit on special teams, no matter which one we're facing. And so we're going to have to execute if we want to be successful on Saturday. And so really it's about going back to our fundamentals and being who we are.
Well, Ken checking in from the Ozarks, and he states kind of the obvious. It's kind of like a playoff field. Everything in front of you now, if you win each game becomes more and more important as the year goes on, but it all starts here with this one. So you got to treat it like this is our season, but that's the way you treat every week, isn't it?
It is. I mean, our process doesn't change. Our approach doesn't change. We go and do the same thing every single day because we believe in what we do, right? And it's not about, tomorrow. It's about how do we win today? How can we be 1% better today? And tomorrow morning when we go out on the practice field, it's about how can we get 1% better at practice, and this game is extremely important. It's important because it's the next one on the schedule, and it's important because of what's at stake. I'm not going to run from that. I'm not going to shy away from that. There's a lot that's at stake, but at the end of the day, whether we win or lose on Saturday, when we come back in next week, we're going to stick to the same process. We're going to stick to what we do and how we do it, and we believe in what we've done, and these guys believe in it, and so that's the plan.
Let me ask Thomas this question, just because you have played for Coach before.
Yes, sir.
Before you got here to CSU Pueblo, has he always been the faceless opponent coach?
Yeah, it's. I think that's one thing that's one of the things that makes him a great leader is he just focuses every single day on getting better. And I've been around a lot of leaders, and he's by far been the greatest leader. And I feel like it just goes beyond the wins and losses, but just how he leads us every single day in the team meeting room, and he just keeps us on the main thing, and that's, be the best at getting better. He says that every single day, and I think he does a great job at, not letting us get too low, but not letting us get too high either, but just keeping our belief in the process, as us as a team and as us, individually as players as well.
How about you, Kurt? Same thing?
Yeah.
That process?
Yeah, like I said, Coach Vigil, I love what he preaches over here. Just being great at the details of right now, not focusing on practice tomorrow. Like, what am I going to do right now to be at my best so I can control tomorrow? And, like he always says, be the best at getting better. Like that. That's always something that's been sticking with me this year. Like, I love that, just taking pride in a faceless opponent and just, you versus you every day. So.
All right. Thank our listeners for bringing us the questions this week. We get to them each and every week. I think we got to everyone. If you still got one, you can get it on the other side. Rustler Implement, your local premier Kubota Case International Harvester and New Holland dealer. Please like their Facebook business page for a chance to win one of two $100 gift cards and receive all the updates and promotions they are offering. Same name, same family since 1960. We are at ThunderZone Pizza and TapHouse. Come down and join us after the show. I'll be here for a while. I'll hang out. I'll talk to you. I'll talk back football with anybody who wants to. And, I am very good at I am very accepting of donations.
About what?
To my beverage.
Oh, I see. Buy him a beer and he'll talk your ear off. That's what he's
I'll
saying.
Talk all night.
There you go. See, that's a subtle way of putting it.
All right, we're going to talk Western Colorado football, or as Joe still says, Western State football. Mountaineer football coming up right after this timeout. Pack Football Show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is the Pack Football Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with Thunderwolves head coach, Philip Vigil.
And welcome back. ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, Pack Football Show. Steel City Solar and Roofing is proud to serve the Southern Colorado community as a locally owned company. They uphold the values that matter to you. Proudly partner with San Isabel Electric, provide the best solutions for all your energy needs. Alongside solar and roofing, they're now your premium Tesla dealer in Pueblo, offering Tesla Powerwalls, batteries, and EV chargers. Can't wait to continue serving our community with the best in energy solutions. Steel City Solar and Roofing. Well, let's get down to it. We heard your kind of capsule there, Phil, on how you stop Western Colorado. I'm watching that game, and I go, got to figure out a way to control number 97, the big defensive end. But also, this quarterback, Nash, he's like a big
player.
Bruising fullback playing quarterback. And the other thing I noticed, you talked about patience for a team. They've been that way. They just kind of do their thing until eventually teams kind of crack. Even when they were down 24-7 against South Dakota Mines, they never panicked. And they just kept sticking to their stuff. Then they score 4 straight drives to win the ball game. I think 35-24, whatever it is. But it seems like in the Mines game, that was just kind of back and forth, probing. And then finally they put together that drive to go ahead. And then they just kind of controlled the game. Even though Mines hit it a couple times over the top, I thought they were in complete control of that game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Nash their quarterback is a stud. He's a really good football player. He can run the ball really, really well. He's a great decision maker. He does not put the ball in harm's way. They've got playmakers, on the edge. They got playmakers in the backfield. They're solid up front. They do a really good job on offense, and they're efficient. I think that's the biggest thing. And you look at the numbers, offensively, defensively, almost every single category, it's us and them.
Yeah.
If we're not leading, they're leading it, and vice versa. And it's everything. It's going to be a great game on Saturday. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we got 2 championship caliber teams that are going to be going after it in a great environment. And there's going to be a lot of punches thrown.
Not literal.
Not literally. But it's
not literal, boys.
Not literally thrown, but it's going to be a slugfest on Saturday. So they're very efficient offensively. They do a really good job. Defensively, I guess if I would describe them one word, it's chaotic. I mean, they just create havoc.
A lot
they
of
just
guys
create
flying
havoc.
around.
Yes, and they're very good at what they do.
That's Todd Auer.
It is. Coach Auer does a great job. I have a lot of respect for him. Worked with him at Colorado Mesa for a couple years, and God has given him an unbelievable gift to be able to get young men to play extremely hard, and he's done that everywhere he's been. He's been championship level coordinator at Shattering too.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like their defense opens up holes for the blitzers. I mean, every move their line makes is designed to make a gap, and then all of a sudden you got a guy flying in there untouched.
Oh yeah, I mean they pick, they'll slant, they'll do everything that they need to do to open up rush lanes for whether it be the linebackers or defensive ends, and with what they do, you don't know where it's coming from.
Right.
You know, and with that odd structure, it makes it difficult offensively for you to know who is going to be where, and then number 34, their linebacker Lightfoot, you know, they'll mug him up and then they'll drop him back, and he's just, you know, reading the quarterback's eyes, and he has an uncanny ability to be able to get his hands up and get his hands on balls. And I mean, the guy's batted I don't know how many balls this year. He's probably leading the conference in PBUs. I'm serious. It's unbelievable. And he's got a couple picks to go with it. They're very good at what they do.
Yeah, they got a number of sacks. I was going up and down their lineup. I go, man, they got sacks coming from every number of places, but I think that's because, you know, we say 97. We'll have his name. Freeland. We're not sure how I pronounce his name, but he's the wrecker. But it seems like so much attention is paid to him sometimes, then the other guys are pretty darn good.
Well, deservingly so.
Yeah. So when you got three guys worried about him, then all of a sudden it comes from somewhere else, doesn't it?
Yep. And they change the picture so often. You know, we've got to have great communication up front. We've got to understand who's coming from where as best as we possibly can and try to be as sound as we can.
That's good on good, though.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, your offensive line has played a lot of games together now.
Yeah, they have.
So it's good on good.
And offensively, Nash, if I'm looking at it, it seems like he loves improvisation. You know, he loves to get outside the pocket sometimes with whether it's a fake or when he gets on the edge and
he can run.
You got to make a business decision when you want to go up and tackle him. I guess that comes to your thinking in a defensive man. Yeah, you're kind of smirky. Say, he's just a quarterback. But he's a little different quarterback, isn't he, when he comes running around that edge, isn't he?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, we got to do a good job, you know, just containing him. But, you know, I think we have a really fearless defense. You know, we play physical. And one of the big things, you know, especially us as a secondary, what we prided ourselves on this week is just trying to be physical and out-physical those receivers and, you know, just be ready to, you know, out-physical them on the perimeter, you know, in the box. You know, it's going to be a physical ball game, and so we're ready for it.
Well, I thought when Mines was having success is when they had him in third, you know, second and long. It goes with any team, but especially against Western Colorado. If you can get him behind the chains a little bit, that's when you got a better chance.
First down is a huge, huge thing for us this week.
And
you ask about keys to victory.
Yeah.
First down on both sides is a very big deal, you know, and we've got to be able to limit them on first down on defense, and we've got to be able to stay ahead of the chains on offense. You know, you look at their third down breakdown on defense, you know, as you go through and you're game planning and you're trying to find ways to beat a team. Western Colorado, if you have your third and short and your third and medium and you combine that playlist, there's like, you know, I don't know how many plays are in there. You go to third and long, it's more than double how many are in third and short and third and medium because they're so good on first and second down and keeping teams from being ahead in the sticks. And I think first down is going to be a huge key for us this week.
Well, and I would think offensively, Joe, we always talk about if you give your quarterbacks that extra little time, I mean, if there's a spot they're vulnerable, I think Mines proved that late in that game. Sometimes you can get over the top of those guys. Now, I don't know if that's because they were just so relaxed and had such a big lead. Maybe they're going to, you know, might have been open their eyes a little bit. Hey, we got to cover that backside a little bit more. But Mines was able to get over the top of them a couple times. You have two dynamic wide receivers that can do that, and let's not shortchange Rakowski.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, we got
4 or 5.
I think we do have a lot of guys that can run, you know. But I think ultimately the thing that they do really well is you better get it out quick.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're going to get pressured. And you're going to have somebody in your lap, you know. And I think, you know, credit to Mines. Mines, that's what they do. Those two receivers that they got are dudes too.
Yeah.
You know, and that's credit to those guys. Those guys have been to back-to-back national championships
Max
for a reason.
McLeod knows how to catch a football.
Yes, he does. I think he's leading the all NCAA.
Yeah, he knows how to catch a football.
You know, I mean, they're good players, and so. I mean, we're going to have our hands full on Saturday.
You mentioned the pressure. I mean, the announce crew for Mines a couple times. They said, man, they had a guy wide open, but the pressure got to him. So I think that's probably key. We got to
protect the passer.
Yeah.
We got to protect the football, protect the passer, you know.
That's all.
Yeah, no big
Yeah,
deal.
no, that's all.
Yeah, against that front, we got our hands full.
All right, we'll have the ball game for you on any closing thoughts, guys. Got anything like earth-shattering you want to relate to anybody? Want to say hi to anybody?
Anybody listening?
No.
Back home in
You don't want to
Tucson
tell
or
your
Reno?
daughter hello?
Well, we put it on YouTube afterwards, so they can listen to it
can't
after the
listen to
fact.
this.
So there you go.
Huh?
I said she's not listening.
But
to
she
this.
might in like 10 years.
What
Yeah.
about
What's up,
what
Sailor?
about Tom
There you
Swift? You got your family listening?
Not right now. Not right now.
Yeah, we'll send them the copies.
No,
so
I
they can
appreciate you
listen.
guys having us. Everything you guys
thank
do
you.
for Pack football for sure.
All right. Thank everybody here at ThunderZone Pizza and TapHouse. They do a great job for us each and every week, as well as Rustler Implement and Steel City Solar and Roofing. Kajal Lang has been our producer and engineer tonight of the Pack Football Show. We also thank Ben Greenberg and
Yeah,
also, Paul Plinsky was here, made his appearance as
He
well.
has to, or else
Yeah, he's got to.
we're
It's
not
part of the deal.
superstitious or anything. But
Just a little stitious.
yes, that's not superstitious.
All
Little
right.
stitious.
My partner is Joe Cervi. I'm Jim Brooks. We'll have the ball game for you on Saturday, 12:30 pregame show, 1 o'clock kickoff from Gunnison. 8 versus 10. We're looking forward to it. Until then, from ThunderZone Pizza and TapHouse, for Phil Vigil, for Joe Cervi, I'm Jim Brooks. Good night, everybody.